It is time to meet the professional middleweight title fighters. First, fighting out of the last call, Tabernacle Corner, from Victory Athletics Combat Sports Academy in Lakewood, Washington, Cory, the One Devela. And fighting out of the knockouts, haircuts from in red corner, from Victory X Muay Thai of Colorado, the reigning, defending Sparta Combat League middleweight champion, This professional middleweight title bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Referee is 10 minutes.
Our 185-pound main event between Adam Stroup taking on Cory Devela. This fight is brought to you by Spartan Labs. Spartan Labs has been fueling the ultimate athlete and beyond. Welcome to the brand. Check out the new Spartatropin growth hormone supplement, available for purchase now at SpartanLabsOnline.com.
And Devela wearing the black and white trunks. Stroup wearing the black and white and flag style trunks, and immediately they go into the clinch. Stroup, as always, representing Factory X, and Devela representing Victory Athletics Sports Academy. He's coming to us from Washington, and this is where Stroup makes his money, is in the clinch, but it's Devela enjoying the advantage here with Stroup having his back pressed up against the cage. See if Stroup can get the turn. I like what Devela's doing with his right hand, threatening with the takedown there.
I tell you, if you ever watch any tape on Adam Stroup, this is exactly where you do not want to be. This guy puts the clinch on you, and he is absolutely devastating. The interesting thing, JR, a lot of people think of Adam Stroup as a knockout artist, which clearly he is, but he's got a nasty ground game just as well to complement that crazy striking game of his.
And we're going to see what Stroup can do off of his back, because Devela scored a nice leg trip takedown there and settled pretty heavily into side control has Devela. Devela, a couple of notable wins being Mr. Joe Riggs and Mr. Nick Ring, so he's got some experience. And Stroup had a stint on The Ultimate Fighter, as did Devela, and sustained an injury early on. Now looking to lock in the inverted triangle is Devela. This is a good position for him here. Let's see if he's able to close that off.
Wow.
He can sit down with heavy hip pressure here.
Devela,
and that's going to open up the arms of Stroup for submission attacks here.
And I have got to tell you, this is a bad spot for Adam Stroup.
Stroup looking to work his legs up a little bit. Devela nonplussed, not worried about it. Devela has lost the leg triangle position, but definitely looking to isolate the right arm of Stroup. And Stroup just really, his whole world is about keeping those hands clasped right now. See if he can roll and either pop his head free or try to effect a sweep if he can hook the knee. Oh, and a knee to the head of a grounded opponent. Stroup threw it up. I don't know if he was targeting the head, but he hit Devela pretty squarely on the temple there, and that is illegal. You cannot knee to the head of a grounded opponent being a fighter that has anything other than the soles of his feet touching the mat. So Stroup, not sure if a point's going to be taken here or not. Depends on if the referee looks at it as intentional or inadvertent. And see how it plays out here with the referee.
And Cory Devela could be one of the nicest human beings that's ever come into Colorado and fought in Colorado. This guy has been meeting and greeting everybody in the stands, coaches, different teams. Great guy. I really hope to see Cory Devela back here again, regardless.
And looks like it is a 1-point deduction for Stroup for landing that knee to the head. Devela keeps signaling, let's go, I want to go, let's get this thing rolling, and why not? He was enjoying a very distinct advantage.
Yeah.
So he loses position, but the point deduction in Devela's favor.
Very skilled martial artist is Cory Devela. Fought, like you said, JR, a who's who of 185-pounders, not only locally in Washington, but also in the UFC as well. So very, very good test for Adam Stroup to see just where he stands, as well as for Cory Devela.
And Stroup able to lock up one leg off the bottom here, but Devela enjoying a good position. Full guard now for Stroup, looking for the armbar. And Devela clasping his hands. Stroup going to try to transition to the triangle and lands pretty well with an up kick there. And Devela just winding up with those leg kicks while Stroup's on his back here. See if Devela sort of gives enough time for the referee to close in and let the fighter stand, or if he backs out, or if he decides to close in.
Devela waves him up.
And so back to standing and striking we go. Nice job with the lunging jab by Stroup. And one more time, Stroup gets dumped. Good job catching the kick. He had to eat a hard one there up against the liver in order to get that takedown, but I bet he would say it's worth it.
He sure did.
Thanks, Ron.
Yes, sir.
Corner of Devela calling for posture so he can get some strength in those punches, and he does exactly that. And Stroup goes for a couple of kicks to the head there, and Devela answers with a forearm across the face.
Two super strong guys, my goodness. Big 185-pounders, of course.
Looking to swing to back control is Devela. And Stroup, the victim of having both hooks in now. Devela looking for that rear naked choke. And Stroup has one hand controlled, and Devela has to let go of the choke because of it.
Nice job.
That elbow clipped right off the back of the head. Referee didn't see that. That was unfortunate. It was not really intentional, but man, it clipped him hard directly in the back of the head. And now Devela goes for some elbows to the ears. Stroup not able to improve his position here. Devela going to try to flatten him out. See if he can extend the hips of Stroup, that being face down, belly down, chest down. Pretty much the worst feeling an MMA fighter can have.
Very interesting test for Adam Stroup. It's going to be, we're clearly seeing Cory Devela show his ground skills. For Adam Stroup, this is a hometown fight, hometown crowd. We're going to really need to see him kind of change the game plan going into the second round.
For more info on all of our services, please visit DynamicCustoms4Collins.com. Maybe the custom bid for the bike that we're giving away tonight. It's Dynamics Customs Automotive Parts and Accessories. Also, a big thank you out to Ron Jones Garage. They build quality collision and repair. Visit them, RonJonesGarage.com.
One of the things we always pay attention to when out-of-towners come in to fight is how well their conditioning holds up in this thin Colorado altitude. It is early in this fight, but we will see if that thin air starts to wreak havoc on Cory Devela. Cory Devela looks to be in outstanding shape, though, right now. Very calm, cool, and collected in his corner, getting instruction. Very savvy with the leg trips. Adam Stroup getting up, shaking out his arms. Both coaches and corners getting ready to leave. And they're about to close the cage door and start the second round here. And Cory Devela takes the center of the cage and steps in with a nice side kick that lands.
We're going to see if Stroup goes for some kicks here, because several times when he brought his foot up off the mat, Devela able to take advantage, trap it, and score the takedown. So see if that changes up Stroup's game plan here at all or not. And the corner of Stroup crew, Mark calling for Stroup to let his hands go. Good job with the footwork on Stroup, able to evade that takedown. Devela showing he has a strong game for getting this fight to the mat.
Hell of a fighter is Devela.
And big shots with Stroup backed up against the cage. And immediately, Devela closed the distance.
And this is where Adam Stroup right now really starts to make people suffer when he gets his clinch game going, and he delivered that knee, and he's looking to do it again, and he's doing so. And there's that tight front side guillotine. I don't think he's underneath his chin, and he's not. But here's where Adam Stroup comes out like a house on fire.
Now it's Stroup that fires off on the separation. Devela able to close the distance one more time, jam Stroup into the cage. And Devela all fight long, as soon as Stroup brings that knee up, has threatened with grabbing the knee for the takedown, and that shuts down a lot of what Stroup wants to affect here. And good exchange up against the cage.
And a huge knee right there from Adam Stroup lands flush on the chin of Cory Devela.
And Devela didn't seem to care.
Tough guy, Devela. Oh, and another knee. And here comes the Adam Stroup knee series.
See if Stroup can improve his hand and his head position here. Devela one more time getting the turn. Good job by the Washington fighter.
Devela doing a really nice job of getting off the cage.
Stroup now has the tie plum hand position that he wants, but Devela comes nicely with the uppercut right up the middle. See if Stroup goes for the takedown here. Trying to set up something as Devela was going to turn. Stroup was going to be waiting for him.
A la Jose Aldo?
Indeed. A la.
That's a big version of Jose Aldo.
Like 2.5.
Yeah.
Devela just relentless with his pressure into the cage.
But again, this is where we see out-of-towners start to struggle, JR.
And Stroup pressures forward with his striking. Tried to sweep the back leg, did Devela. Stroup able to keep his feet underneath him, but Devela one more time jams Stroup into the cage.
Very evenly matched fight here, JR.
And Stroup looking for standing back control. You and I saw him win a fight by standing back control, got the choke in and ripped his opponent down to the ground.
Against Frank Lester.
Looking for the head and arm choke, threatened with it so that he could circle more to the backside and see if Stroup gets off with some knees here. Changes his hand position like he wants the single leg, or the high crotch rather.
And Cory Devela really posing an interesting puzzle and riddle for Adam Stroup. We don't really see Adam Stroup fights going like this. It'll be interesting to see if he can dig deep and kind of make this fight happen in his favor right now.
And we couldn't see it from our position, but now I know why Stroup didn't go for the series of knees like he did. It's because Devela's threatening with the Kimura.
Yep.
Has a good hand position. Stroup's arm not in a ton of danger as long as he stays there, but if he tries to separate and throw things, and Devela let it go, that's why Stroup was able to do that. And Devela very, very calm. But Stroup lands a hard shot.
And this is where I'm starting to see Devela breathing heavy right now. This is exactly where we see out-of-towners really struggle, and this is where we see guys like Adam Stroup really pour it on late in the fight to get the victory. Let's see if he can pull it off.
And Stroup looking for the knees up high. That one skipped off the chest. Stroup with head control now. Doesn't have the hand position, or rather the forearm position that he wants for the guillotine. See if Devela elects to go for the takedown here. Stroup might be able to transition while he's in the air. And Stroup rather lets go of it, and Devela pops his head free. I think we've only got about 20 seconds left here. And Stroup in a position to fire off some knees here, but Devela well aware of it. You can tell Devela's watched tape on
absolutely.
Stroup.
Absolutely, without a doubt. And this ought to take us into the third and final round here.
Fighter Combat Legends Post Original Barbecue, locations in Bear Creek, Boulder, and Fort Powers. Serving up the award-winning barbecue experience of catering the VIP tables. Post Original Barbecue. Thank you.
Very, very close fight here, guys. Incredibly close. Seriously tough test for Adam Stroup right now, going into the third and final round of this main event, 185-pound title main event between Cory Devela and Adam Stroup, Colorado's defending 185-pound champion for Sparta. Both these guys taking some heavy breaths right now. It's a tight fight, very close. I don't know how these judges are seeing this fight right now, but this one's going to be a squeaker. Just like that.
Referee Tim Mills, third in the cage, calls the fighters to the center. We're going to finish out round 3 of Punchy Kicky here at Sparta Combat League's Rumble on the Mountain. Stroup just very intensely focused and lands a couple of nice shots right up the middle.
And he's playing the counter game right now, and he's landing. He's landing heavy shots right now on Cory Devela, but Devela doing a nice job of staying composed in there. But now Stroup is starting to land.
Devela went for the sweep, missed it. Stroup, see if he can get his knee game going here. Devela has shown that he's really, really good in this position. See if he can get the turn here like he's done earlier. But what a great start to round 3 for Adam Stroup.
Very, very tough. Excellent, excellent matchmaking by Jeff Cisneros. Very, very close fight between these two studs.
And Stroup able to get some separation, and both fighters' corners screaming at him. Devela goes for the side kick, allows Stroup to close in as it glanced off his ribs.
And Devela's taking some deep breaths right now.
And the corner is Stroup saying they want him to get the turn and work the knees. Let's see if he's able to hear him and do it. Devela one more time threatens with the takedown as soon as that knee comes up. Great game plan by Devela of shutting down the knee striking game of Stroup.
Absolutely. That you couldn't have said it better. That has been the Adam Stroup trademark, and Cory Devela has really shut that part down.
A nice trip takedown there by Devela. Side control. Stroup knows he has to get up here. And Devela again showing good work with his legs. It was just kind of a head scissor position there. No threat of the triangle. And Stroup doing all that he can to get back to his feet because he has to make something happen here late in the third.
His coach imploring him to stand up, and does.
Good work by Stroup. That might be the conditioning that we were talking about, Ron. And Devela again just not allowing Stroup the space that he needs.
That's right.
You think of the clinch game as being a tight end game, but Devela in just that extra fraction there that's shutting down the clinch game of Stroup.
And that is not easy to do. Adam Stroup's clinch game is world class.
Moment of separation, and both fighters able to pop off a shot to the head of the other, but
what a technical fight.
Yes, indeed. And the corner of Devela saying they want him to grab the back leg and pull it through. They're wanting him to get a takedown to end this fight. Good knee up the middle for Devela. A couple of his better knee strikes of the fight right there. Now he goes with a series of them that are landing nicely.
And he's looking for that judo throw and gets it again.
Great job on the takedown by Devela. There was a lot of strength in that, but he set it up nicely with his timing. Stroup going to work really hard to get back to his feet here. Has to know that he can't win this fight from this position. And again, Devela, good job with the legs, stepping over.
He's got that move down. Still spinning.
Minute and a half left here. Stroup trying to get on a hip, see if he can get himself free, get his back against the cage, but Devela doing a nice job with his positioning. Stroup warned for having his toes into the cage. Just like your fingers, you can't put them through the links. You can put your foot onto the cage and press off. And Stroup looking to do some work with his legs off the bottom, but Devela able to pop his head free.
You know, and we haven't seen Stroup in this position in a long time. Not since the Todd Meredith fight.
2012 fight of the year.
That's right. Unanimously voted.
And Devela just seems to have an answer for everything that Stroup had tonight.
Very skilled ground fighter is Cory Devela.
See if he steps over the head again here. Nice job with the body wrap by Devela. A lot of times you'll do that, you'll control your opponent, but it shuts down your striking game. But Devela doing a good job keeping that right hand busy.
Busy, effective, and really keeping Adam Stroup planted on the cage. Or on the mat, I should say. Sorry.
And corner Stroup asking him to roll Devela because he's a little bit high, but 10-second clacker sound. The judges are going to decide who the winner of our main event is.
I'd hate to be a
here
judge.
At Sparta Combat League's Rumble on the Mountain.
And it's over.
Results coming shortly, but be sure to stick around after the fight as we will present that new motorcycle to one of the fighters tonight. We'll be back with the results just in a few moments. of the scorecards, and by unanimous decision declare a new Sparta Combat League middleweight champion, Cory Devela.
And Cory Devela is your main event and brand new 185-pound Sparta champion.
Take me through that fight a little bit, maybe make some of Adam's fans feel a little bit better and tell us where that fight ranks in some of the tougher ones you fought. I know you fought some great opponents in the past.
I mean, yeah, I've fought some great opponents, but I mean, in the last few years, I haven't had this one where I gave everything I had not to go down in the second when he was comfortable on my feet. So, I mean, he's just an all-around tough guy. Even when we hit the ground, I mean, I had to stay in one position for fear he was going to roll me.
What was the conversation like between you and Adam here in the cage? It looked like you guys were talking about some stuff, some big opportunities ahead for you, most likely winning this fight. What was that conversation like?
Just talking about the fight. I mean, like I said, he's one of the hardest fighters I've fought so far. I mean, we're both right at the next step, hoping to move on, and I know I'm not moving on if he's not right behind me.
Tell me what you think is next for you. What do you hope is next for you?
Like everybody's dream, I'm hoping to do at least one fight in the UFC. Other than that, I'd love to come back here and defend this. I appreciate the opportunity.
Although most of these fans are obviously from their hometown, it would still be cool to see you on the main stage. Somebody that came into our place and was a class act, and we'll be rooting for you.
I know most of you guys probably know what I do, but you know, if I'm out here, at least have a beer with me. We'll all be friends, I promise.
Class act, man, and we appreciate you coming into our backyard and being this way. Some people you want to thank back home, probably.
My wife and kids, I know are watching right now. Love you guys. Oh, and one more thing, thank you to my sponsor, Gorilla Tee Clothing. One of the only clothing lines that actually takes a portion of the proceeds and donates to Save Gorillas.
Hey man, thank you very much. Thanks for being a class act. Best of luck with whatever comes next for you. Give it up for the new champion, Cory Devela.